The first time another parent slipped her spare apartment key into my diaper bag. I told myself she was being helpful. By Friday, I was hiding it from my wife. I found it under Milo's goldfish crackers, cold against my fingers, tied to a pink plastic tag that said "just in case." Lydia stood by the music room door with 2 coffees balanced in one hand and my son's sticker-covered jacket in the other. "You work nights," she said softly. "If you ever need somewhere quiet between shifts, my place is 5 minutes from here." I should have handed it back. I knew that even then. But I had come straight from the hospital, my scrub still smelling like burnt coffee and disinfectant. And Erin had cried in the shower that morning because her mother's test results came back worse. So I smiled like an idiot, dropped the key back into the bag, and told myself kindness only looked wrong when you were exhausted. My life had narrowed into alarms. One at 6:10 p. to wake before the hospital. One at 6:42 to remind me to kiss Erin before she fell asleep on top of lesson plans. One at 7:15 and to tell me I had 20 minutes to become a father again after 12 hours of fluorescent lights and monitor beeps. I worked overnight in hospital maintenance. I fixed jammed doors, bad outlets, squealing vents, broken bed rails. By sunrise, my hands smelled like metal, bleach, and vending machine coffee. Then I drove home half awake and found Milo at the front window with his blanket over his head like a cape. "Music day." H.E.D. ask. "Music day," it'd say, even when my skull felt packed with wet cotton. Erin tried. I need that clear. My wife was not cold or careless. She was drowning quietly. Her mother's illness had turned our kitchen table into pill bottles, insurance papers, school folders, and half-open mail. Erin taught 2nd grade. Came home with glitter on her sleeves. Called doctors during dinner. Then sat in the bathroom with fan running so Milo wouldn't hear her cry. Some mornings she touched my arm while I packed his bag. "I'm sorry I'm not more help," she whispered. "You're helping everybody," I said, after she left. Apartment went still except for Milo humming into cereal, and loneliness settled over me like dust. Music class became our bright square on calendar. Milo loved tiny plastic chairs, star-shaped attendance stickers, basket of egg shakers, teacher with purple glasses who sang every instruction. He didn't care if I nodded off during goodbye song. He slapped tambourine against his knee, face shining, looking back to make sure I saw him. I always saw him. After class, parents drifted to drink counter next door because nobody wanted to go home yet. Strollers blocked tile. Kids begged for muffins. Someone had wipes. Someone knew which pediatric dentist took our insurance. Which thrift store had coats. Which park had shade afternoon. Lydia moved through that crowd like she had invented warmth. She organized birthday sign-ups, brought out grown rain boots and labeled bags, remembered allergies, nap schedules, grandparents' names. If somebody missed class, she texted notes. If kid cried, she crouched down like nothing mattered more than broken cracker in small hand. At first, I was grateful in ordinary way. She saved me seat when I came late with Milo's folding stroller jammed at one wheel. She handed me coffee without performance. She laughed when Milo stuck 2 star stickers on his forehead and called himself Captain Moon. "You look like you haven't slept since Thanksgiving," she said once. "August," I said. She smiled. "Then take help when it shows up." That sentence lodged somewhere soft in me. I told myself that was all it was. Help. Community. Adults noticing I existed beneath scrub top and dark circles. I told myself exhaustion made everything feel loaded. Coffee was coffee. Saved chair was saved chair. Kindness was not danger unless I made it danger. So I kept going. Every Tuesday and Friday, I buckled Milo into car seat, brushed crumbs off my uniform pants, and walked into that bright room of toy drums and crooked songs like it was safe. Like nothing dangerous could grow where children clapped off and parents smiled over paper cups. First strange thing was not key. It was lunch. I had brought Milo to Friday class with mismatched socks, one shoe lighting up and one dead, because he had cried for 12 minutes about both feet needing thunder. I had not eaten since midnight. My stomach made loud, embarrassing sounds during Hello Song while Miss Penny tapped her ukulele and sang every child's name. Lydia heard it. Of course she did. After class, while Milo and Lydia's daughter, Wren, crawled under plastic chairs pretending to be puppies, Lydia set glass container in front of me at drink counter. Heat, she said. Inside were rice, chicken, carrots cut into neat coins, and folded napkin tucked under lid. Blue ink had bled where condensation touched paper. For my safe man. Don't forget you have a body too. L.A. stared too long. Lydia leaned against stroller rack and lowered her voice. Erin pack you anything today? She had school, I said. That was't question. I laughed because I did not know what else to do. Tired people laugh at wrong doors opening. She's got a lot going on. Lydia's smile stayed soft, but her eyes changed, almost pitying. You always defend her. She's my wife. I know. She touched lid with one fingertip. I'm saying someone should defend you too. That sentence should have landed wrong enough for me to push container back. Instead I picked up fork because my hands were shaking from hunger, and because Milo had juice on his shirt and Wren was laughing at him like he was funniest boy alive. I did not want to turn warmth into scene. Across table. Noel. Mom with red braided permanent glitter on her sweatshirt saw a note before I could fold it away. Oh wow, oh, she said, grinning. Lydia's claiming territory now. My face went hot. It's lunch. Safe man gets home cooking. Lydia clicked her tongue, but smiled too. Don't tease him. He startles easy. That was worse. Teasing made it sound known. Accepted. Like there was private thing everybody could point at because I had agreed to shape of it. I looked around. 2 parents wiped muffin crumbs from strollers. Miss Penny stacked egg shakers and rainbow bins. Nobody looked shocked. Maybe nobody had heard. Still, I felt trapped in bright little cafe with cartoon clouds painted on wall. Milo ran up, breathless. Daddy, Daddy. Wren says I can see her bunny. Not today, buddy. His mouth folded downward. Wren stood behind him holding soggy napkins from juice spill on class carpet. Eyes wide. Lydia crouched beside them. Another day. Daddy is tired. Daddy. Not your dad. Not Milo's dad. Daddy. As if we all belonged to same small orbit. On drive home, container sat on passenger seat. Warm smell filling car. I told myself I was being dramatic. People fed tired parents. People joked. I had been lonely so long kindness felt like spotlight. At red light. I opened napkin again. Safe man. I folded note into smallest square I could make and shoved it into cup holder under gas receipt. Then I carried glass container upstairs, washed it twice, and did not mention it when Erin asked why kitchen smelled like roasted carrots. The text came in at 1:17. While I sat in the hospital parking garage with both hands on the steering wheel, trying to remember if I had clocked out. You Schulten Dr. Home tired. My place is 5 minutes away. No heart. No wink. Nothing I could hold up and say, see, that's wrong. That was worst part. Fluorescent lights buzzed above my windshield. Rain clicked somewhere down ramp. My scrub top smelled like antiseptic and old coffee. In back seat, Milo's car seat leaned sideways. Crumbs packed into seams. A crushed cheddar cracker sat in cup holder like evidence. I typed, I'm good. Thanks. Deleted it. I typed a day. Please don't text me this late. Deleted that too. Because it sounded like confession. In end, I locked phone without answering and drove home with windows cracked. Cold air cutting my face awake. Next morning, Lydia waited outside music class before anyone else arrived. She stood under awning, hood pulled up, holding stainless steel thermos with both hands. Not coffee shop cup. Something from home. Something chosen. Milo's inside with Wren, she said. Miss Penny opened early. Through glass. Milo was already on carpet, banging rhythm sticks while Ren covered her ears and laughed. You didn't have to wait out here, I said. I wanted to catch you before crowd. My stomach tightened. Parking lot lights were still on, though sky had gone gray. One bulb near curb flickered. My uniform pants were wrinkled from drive. I had missed shaving one patch on my neck, and I felt it every time I swallowed. Lydia held thermos out. Chamomile, not coffee. You looked like your hands were shaking yesterday. I'm fine. People who are fine don't fall asleep standing up at cubbies. I took it because she kept holding it there, and refusing felt like making scene under poster shaped like smiling treble clef. Her fingers closed over mine for a second too long. Not enough for anyone else to notice. Enough for my skin to know. I pulled back fast. Thermos bumped Milo's backpack zipper. Lydia saw. Of course she did. Her face didn't turn hurt. It turned careful, like she had decided I needed softer handling. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable, she said. Okay. I mean that. Okay, I said again, because any other word felt dangerous. Inside, children began hello song in uneven voices. Milo saw me and waved one stick high above his head. I waved back and wanted, badly, to be only that, tired married man. Ordinary. Nobody's secret. Nobody's project. Lydia stepped closer. Erin is lucky, she said. I hope she knows that. I looked at wet pavement. She does. I don't mean wife things. She laughed softly, like I had made it awkward. I mean some people have goodness right in front of them and they're too overwhelmed to see it. There it was again, not insult. Not kindness either. You don't know my marriage, I said. Her smile slipped. No, she said. I know what exhausted looks like. That's not same thing. Two parrots crossed lot with stroller and paper cups. Normal witnesses. Normal morning. Lydia's face smoothed before they reached us. You're right, she said. I'm sorry. I care too much sometimes. That should have ended it. Instead, it trapped me. If I pushed back, I was cruel. If I accepted, I agreed. Miss Penny opened door. Grown-ups, come in. Bells today, Milo shouted. Daddy. Bells? I handed thermos back. You keep it, Lydia said. No. One word. Too sharp. Her eyes flicked to my hand. Then my face. She took it slowly. Inside, I folded onto tiny blue chair with knees to high and Milo pressed against my shin. He smelled like banana, laundry soap, and morning breath. When bells came around, he picked green and shook it with his whole shoulder. Across room, Lydia sat beside Rin, singing every line. Tissues ready in pocket. Purple rain boots by door. She looked like safest person there. But now I noticed how often she watched me when everyone else watched kids. During snack, my phone buzzed. I knew before I looked. Sorry if I crossed line. You deserve rest. Quiet. Safe place. That's all. Quiet. Safe. Rest. Words with no fingerprints. Lydia peeled orange for Ren, chatting with Noelle like nothing was strange. Noelle laughed, then glanced at me and smiled too brightly. Heat crawled up my neck. I deleted message. One swipe. One tap. Gone. Regret hit before screen went dark. If Erin ever asked, I had less truth than before. Less proof. More shame. Milo tugged my sleeve. Daddy, my orange has strings. I cleaned white threads from slice with shaking fingers. Here, buddy. He ate it, trusting me completely. Across room, Lydia lifted her eyes and smiled like we shared something delicate. I looked away first. I didn't sleep after that class. I lay beside Erin in gray afternoon light. Milo's plastic dinosaur digging into my back. My phone on the nightstand like it had a pulse. Erin breathed softly with one arm over her face. Downstairs, the refrigerator clicked on. I opened Lydia's thread again. Nothing obvious. That was what scared me. Hope you get rest. You deserve quiet. Safe place anytime. Don't push yourself so hard. Each message could pass for kindness. Together, They felt like fingers closing around my wrist. That pickup Thursday. I came 10 minutes early and stood by the hallway bulletin board, pretending to read a flyer about lost mittens. Inside the room, Miss Benny wiped handballs. Milo lined wooden blocks into a crooked road. Ren spun in purple boots. Another dad stood near the water fountain, scrolling with one thumb. Yuri Milo's dad, right? Yeah. Jason. Marcus. We shook hands. His wedding band clicked against mine. For a minute we talked about normal things per school germs. Sleep. Tiny shoes that cost more than mine. Then his eyes shifted to Lydia, kneeling by Ren to fix a ribbon. You doing okay? He asked. The question landed wrong. I laughed once. Sure. Why? Marcus rubbed his jaw. Because she's doing that thing again. My mouth went dry. What thing? I don't want to gossip. Then Don. I said, sharper than I meant. Tell me if I should know something. His twins thundered past us yelling about symbols. He waited until they were gone. Last year there was a guy named Evan. Separated. New in town. Lydia brought dinners. Watched his kid. Posted little sweet things in chat. Everybody thought they were together before he did. I looked through the window. Lydia laughed at something Miss Benny said. Warm. Ordinary. Harmless. What happened? Mess. Wife found screenshots. Lydia said people misunderstood kindness. Evan switched centers. Marcus lifted both hands. Maybe he was part of it. Maybe not. But I remember words. What words? He studied me. And I hated that my face had already answered. Quiet. Rest. Safe. The hallway seemed to shrink. I heard the vending machine buzz and bells jingling inside the classroom. Noelle came in carrying a coffee tray. Group chat is popping today, she said. My phone buzzed. Little Star's parents. Noelle had posted a photo from snack time, me in a tiny blue chair. Lydia's glass container in my hands. Lydia bent toward me smiling. Milo leaned against my knee. Ren stood beside us in purple boots. Caption: when music class becomes meal train, some people know how to take care of our tired dads. 3 heart emoji IS appeared before I could breathe. Marcus glanced at my screen. Yep, why post that? I asked Noelle. Her smile faltered. Lydia sent it to me. Said you wouldn't mind. It's sweet. Through the window. Lydia looked up. She didn't wave. Didn't panic. She only gave me that soft, concerned look. Like I was one more tired person she knew how to handle. My phone buzzed again. Lydia, please don't be embarrassed. People see goodness. That's all. People see. Not I feel. Not I want. People. She had moved me from private messages into a room full of witnesses. A story was being built around me with lunch containers, tired eyes, heart emojis, and words that meant nothing alone. If Erin saw the picture first, she would see me holding another woman's food like secret comfort. And worst part was, I had helped make it believable. I had smiled. I had accepted. I had deleted. Milo ran out waving a green bell. Daddy, look. I get to bring it home. I crouched and took it. That's great, buddy. When he hugged my neck, the bell rang once behind my ear. Bright and innocent. Across the hall, Lydia slipped her phone into her coat pocket. I knew then it was one strange message. It was patterned, and I was inside it. I drove home with Milo's green bell rattling in the cup holder every time the car hit a crack. He slept before the second light, cheek mashed into his dinosaur pillow, one shoe hanging loose. Lydia's text glowed on the passenger seat. Please don't be embarrassed. People see goodness. That's all. At home, Erin sat at the kitchen table grading spelling tests. Her hair was twisted up with a pencil through it. One of her mother's pill bottles stood beside the papers like one more thing waiting for her. Hey, she said. How was music? My mouth opened. Nothing came out. Milo woke when I unbuckled him uncried because his sock felt wrong. Erin scooped him up before I moved. Bad sock, she whispered. We hate bad socks. He laughed through tears. I watched them and hated myself. Not because I had done what Lydia wanted people to think. I hadn't, because I had let silence do half her work. After Milo was on the couch with crackers and cartoons, I carried the diaper bag into the kitchen. I need to tell you something, I said. Aaron turned off the faucet. I pulled the spare key from the side pocket and set it on the table. Small brass thing. No, wait until it hit wood. What is that? She asked. Lydia's apartment key. Her face changed fast. Hurt first. Then confusion. Then something colder. Why do you have another woman's apartment key? She put it in Milo's bag last week. Said if I was too tired after work, I could sleep there. And you kept it. Yes. Did you use it? No. Did you want to? No. Then why didn't you tell me? That was the question, not the key. Me, I sat down hard. I was scared. You've been carrying your mom. School? Everything. I thought telling you would bring one more ugly thing into the house. So you hid it to protect me. I know. No, she said, voice low. You decided I couldn't handle the truth. The red pen rolled off the table and clicked against the tile. Neither of us picked it up. I handed her my phone. Lydia's messages were open, but the gap from the one I deleted sat there like a missing tooth. There was another text. I said, I deleted it. Aaron stared at the screen. Why? Because it made me feel cornered. Because I panicked. Because I thought if it disappeared, I wouldn't have to explain why someone was talking to me like that. Her eyes filled, but tears stayed put. I can be tired, she said. I can forget laundry and burn toast and fall asleep during Milo's stories. But I am still your wife. I am still the person who stands beside you when hard things happen. You don't get to give me the clean version because the real one is messy. I covered my face. She didn't comfort me. I was grateful for that. She posted a picture, I said. Noelle did. Lydia sent it to her. Me holding food Lydia brought. Hearts on it. Like everyone was supposed to see something. Show me. I opened the group chat. Aaron read the comments. The emojis. Lydia's careful line. People see goodness. Hurge heightened. She knows exactly what she's doing. I know. From the living room, Milo shook his bell with the cartoon music, offbeat and happy. The sound cut through the kitchen. Has she touched you? Aaron asked. Only my hand. Too long. I pulled back. Has she talked about me? I swallowed. She said you don't see what's in front of you. That I deserve rest. Quiet. A safe place. Aaron laughed once. Empty. Safe place. Convenient. I'm sorry. For what part? For keeping the key. Deleting the message. Letting people joke. Letting you be last to know. A tear slipped down her cheek. She wiped it away hard. I don't care if another woman likes you, she said. I care if she can walk into our marriage because you leave the door cracked. I nodded. Shame had cracked it. Not desire. But a crack was still a crack. What do we do? I asked. She looked at the key between us. We don't meet her alone. We don't text her privately. We keep screenshots. Dates. Posts. Tomorrow we talk to Miss Penny or the director. If Marcus saw anything, we ask him to come. You believe me? Her face twisted. I hate that you have to ask after what you hid. But yes, I believe you. Relief almost knocked me loose. Aaron pushed the key toward me with 2 fingers. Tonight, she said, you message her once. With me here. No softness. My hand shook as I typed. Do not contact me privately again. I will return your key through center staff. Any class communication can include Aaron and the teacher. Aaron read it and nodded. I hit send. For the first time all week, my phone stopped feeling like a secret. By morning, Lydia had changed the story. Her text came at 7:12. While Aaron packed grapes into Milo's blue lunchbox. Lydia, I'm sorry you felt my kindness was inappropriate. I hope Aaron isn't making this ugly. Aaron read it over my shoulder. Her face went still. She's not answering you, she said. We go in. The community center smelled like floor cleaner and crayons. In the music room, kids banged tiny drums, loud and happy. Nowhere near the beat. Little ukulele hung beside the bulletin board. Milo ran to the carpet when he saw his star sticker. Lydia stood near the sign-in table, crushing a paper coffee cup in one hand. Noelle was there. Marcus too, arms folded, jaw tight. Miss Penny, the director, kept looking between us like she wanted to lower the volume on every adult in the room. Lydia's iron and her eyes filled at once. I don't want a scene, she said. Aaron set the white envelope with the key on the table. Neither do we. I stared at it. Sealed. Plain. Cleaner than I deserved. Miss Penny cleared her throat. Lydia said there's confusion about messages and a key. A misunderstanding. Lydia said fast. I help everyone. Meals. Rides. Playdates. HES exhausted. I was being kind. Then she looked at me. I thought you were safe, she whispered. Heat climbed my neck. Safe. The word that had once made me feel trusted. Now it sounded like a caller. Erin opened her folder. She gave my husband her apartment key. Texted him late at night to come rest at her place. Asked another parent to post a photo of him taking food from her. Noelle flinched. Lydia turned. That's not fair. I said it was sweet. People post sweet things. Marcus stepped forward. No, he said. You use people. The room went quiet except for children singing in the next room. Half a beat behind the teacher. Marcus held out his phone. When Tessa and I were separated, you brought soup. Texted after midnight. Told me I deserved quiet. Miss Penny took the phone. I saw pieces. My place is quiet. You don't have to explain tired to me. Some people forget how to care for good men. My stomach dropped. Not same words. Same shape. Same soft doorway left open. Lydia's stares vanished. That was different, she said. Marcus laughed once. It was always different when you needed it to be. Noelle covered her mouth. Lydia. Aaron looked at her. What? Noelle's voice shook. She told me to post the photo. She said Aaron needed to see how much support he had here. She said maybe if Aaron noticed other women valued him, she would step up. My ears rang. Step up. My wife had slept in hospital chairs beside her mother. Graded papers past midnight. Cut Milo's grapes into quarters. Paid bills. Made lesson plans. Kept our house breathing. Lydia had turned Aaron's exhaustion into neglect. I looked at Lydia. You wanted Aaron to see it. Lydia hugged the cup to her chest. I wanted her to appreciate you. You wanted her to hurt, Aaron said. For 1 second, Lydia's face hardened. Soft voice gone. Warm helper gone. She leaves him alone all night. Lydia said, he looks half dead every morning. I was making sure he ate. Aaron didn't blink. He has a wife. He had no one here. I was at home. Aaron said, with our life. With our child. With my sick mother. With everything you ignored because it didn't fit your rescue story. Milo laughed from the carpet as a bell jingled. The sound cut through me. I had thought embarrassment was danger. It wasn't. Danger was quieter. It was a room slowly learning to see me through Lydia's eyes. Miss Penny picked up the envelope. Well, document this, she said. Lydia, step away from parent volunteer duties while we review. Lydia stared at me. You know I cared. Aaron reached for my hand before I could answer. No, I said. You performed caring where people could see it. That's different. Her face crumpled again. But now I could see the practice in it. Aaron squeezed my fingers. We're leaving the class, she told Miss Penny. Effective today. Milo ran over with his green bell, smiling, unaware something had ended. I picked him up. Behind us. Lydia began to cry softly. This time, nobody moved to comfort her. That afternoon, we did not talk much. Aaron drove because my hand still felt raw on the wheel. Milo slept in the back seat with the green bell in his fist, one shoe hanging loose. Every few minutes, the clapper tapped metal, soft and stubborn. At home, Aaron laid him on the couch and pulled the dinosaur blanket over his legs. I stood at the sink in my wrinkled hospital jacket, rinsing a clean plate until she said, You're going to scrub a hole through it. I turned the water off. The silence in our kitchen felt different now. Before, it had been packed with what I was hiding. This silence had pain in it. But air too. I keep thinking about the envelope, I said. How easy it was to hand over once you knew. Erin leaned against the counter. Her eyes were red. It wasn't easy. No, I wanted to throw it at her. I gave one dry laugh, then stopped. But I didn't. She said, I don't want Milo remembering childhood as adults making scenes in rooms full of ukuleles. That hurt worse than yelling. I sat at the table. Breakfast crumbs stuck to my sleeve. Erin sat across from me, and for a minute we looked at those crumbs instead of each other. I thought I was protecting you. I said, your mom, school, Milo. I told myself telling you would add weight. You were deciding what I could carry. I know. And you made me carry worse, not knowing. There was no defense that did not make me smaller. When Milo woke, we rewrote the week on the calendar with a red marker. No music class. Library story hour Thursday. Grocery pickup Saturday. In the corner, Erin wrote, talk before hiding. Small enough for guests to miss. Big enough for us. Then I opened my laptop. I wrote the email to Miss Penny and the center board. Dates. Screenshots. The key. The parking lot message. The group chat post. Marcus's name. If he chose to add his statement. I did not call Lydia names. I did not post online. I did not hand my anger an audience. Erin read over my shoulder. Add that you don't want contact. I typed it. And that staff should handle any personal items. I typed that too. Next morning, I took the white envelope to the front desk. Same key, same plain paper. Different man holding it. The receptionist with silver glasses signed a receipt and slid me a copy. Do you need to speak with anyone? No, I said. That's all. Outside, the parking lot looked ordinary. Faded lines. Gum stain near the curb. Parents carrying backpacks and sippy cups. Unaware a safe place could turn sharp. For 2 weeks, Milo asked about music class. Can we see the drums? Not those drums. Buddy. Why? Because we're trying a new place. At the library, he refused to sit on the rug. He hid behind my knee while the librarian read about a bear who lost his hat. Then she brought out rhythm sticks. Milo's head lifted. By the end, he tapped too fast, smiling like sound belonged to him again. Erin came once on lunch break. She stood in the doorway, watching him stomp with other kids, then slipped her hand into mine. You look awful, she whispered. I feel better than I look. That's not hard. We both smiled. Small. Correct. Real. Trust did not return like a switch. It came back like sleep after night shift broken. Needed. Earned in pieces. Some nights Erin asked to see my phone, and I handed it over without acting wounded. Some mornings I told her ugly thoughts before they grew teeth. I still got tired, still lonely, still liked being noticed. But now I knew attention could be hunger wearing kindness as a coat. One Thursday, Milo dropped cookie crumbs into my jacket pocket and asked if we could come back. I looked at his new library card. At the gray afternoon, at Erin's red writing on the folded calendar in my bag. Yeah, I said. We can come back. Protecting family did not always look brave. Sometimes it looked like leaving a convenient room before the door locked behind you. 3 days later, I slid Lydia Esky into a white envelope and wrote her name on it. No explanation she could twist into conversation. Erin stood at the counter while Milo colored a whale purple at the table. My hand shook anyway. You don't have to see her, Erin said. I know. That was new. Before, I would have called it closure and walked myself into another corner. This time, I drove to the community center, handed the envelope to the receptionist, and said, please document that this was returned. She nodded. No speech. No hallway confrontation. No final look. I left before my tired mind could confuse curiosity with courage. In the car, I called Erin. It's done. She exhaled softly. Come home. That night, we sent the email together. Dates, screenshots. The key, the group chat photo. No insults. No revenge post. Aaron read it twice. Then added one line: we are requesting boundaries be reviewed so no other family is put in this position. No other family. I stared at those words and felt small in the right way. I had told myself silence was keeping peace. It had only made room for someone else to name my life for me. Our new routine was quieter. Library basement, Tuesday mornings. 12 kids on carpet squares. One librarian with silver glasses and turtle earrings. Milo missed the music class at first. He asked about the girl with sparkly shoes. Aaron knelt beside him. Sometimes we change rooms. Buddy, we keep songs. So we kept songs. One rainy morning, Milo shook rhythm sticks too fast and laughed until cookie crumbs fell into my jacket pocket. Aaron stood beside me with a red pen behind her ear. Our family calendar folded in her bag, covered in crossed-out plans and new ones. She slipped her hand into mine. You look awful, she whispered. I feel better than I look. That is not much. I laughed, and nothing in me hid from it. Protecting my family did not look like winning. It looked like telling truth early, returning key, leaving convenient room before door locked behind us. It looked like purple whale drying on fridge, Aaron's hand warm in mine, and enough peace to hear Milo's backpack bell ring all way home.